The history of the Heritage Acres property dates back to 1867 when it was homesteaded by Mr. Reuben K. Ward. On May 28, 1975, a vision was brought to life. A group of dedicated individuals formed Heritage Acres Interpretive Center in order to foster an appreciation of our American heritage and to provide facilities that would benefit the general public and help educate area youth.
My name's Bonnie Sue. I'm Ted Kittleson's daughter, and I'm here today to talk about how my dad was a part of the Heritage Acres startup and all that has happened since that beginning days in the early 70s of this last century. I wanted to let you know that my dad was a native of Martin County. He never actually lived more than 20 miles from the place where he was born and raised. And he saw so many changes on the farm there. He went from farming where everything was done by hand and with horse-drawn implements. In fact, in those days, everything was done by hand. Milking cows, washing clothes. And he lived through what he called the drought years, which everyone else was known as the Great Depression. He came from a big family. They were musical but also very artistic, and there are several things here on the grounds that show my dad's artistic talents. He was quite skilled with metal and welding, and this silhouette that you see here is something that he put together from an old mower that was actually used in his early farming days. You can see that it has the tongue for the horse-drawn equipment, as it was all done those days. I have to tell you a funny story about when my sister asked what kind of horses Dad had on the farm. When he was growing up, he said, overworked and underfed. So that was the breed of horses they had, and that wasn't uncommon because everyone was in the same boat. They didn't have any money to spare. Anyway, the interesting story about the silhouette that you see here, the farmer riding on the mower, Dad actually made that cutout by lying on the floor of his shop and doing a chalk outline of his body. And so that's why it looks so realistic and so life-size sitting here. With a little help from his children, the metal was all cut out and originally painted, but you can see that time has caused a little bit of rust there, but don't we all get a little rusty as time goes on?
Since that time, member volunteers have worked to see their vision expand. Today, buildings consist of the original barn, a one-room schoolhouse, famous due to a visit by the notorious bank robber John Dillinger, a train depot with model train display, grain elevator, farmhouse, water tower, chapel, and the Prairieville building that has displays of Main Street stores. In addition, Heritage Acres has added a new 5,600 square foot display building with exhibits of cars, tractors, and several pieces of machinery ranging in age from the late 1800s to the mid-1900s.
Corn shredder, this idea corn shredder, was given to me by my neighbor, Marlon Kramer, and so I brought it up to Heritage Acres. We have used it once or twice, but a lot of you people don't know what a corn shredder did. Before you could use this, you had to go out in the cornfield and cut the corn with a corn binder, and this corn binder would cut the corn and bind it in bundles, and then you left the corn sit out in the field. You shock it and put it out in the field, leave it there, and until it dried. And then maybe in December or January, you go out with the horses and a wagon and you pick up these bundles. And you bring it up to this machine, and what this machine does is you throw the bundles in, and it will husk the corn, and it will chop up the corn stalks, and it blows them out. It'll blow them out of this pipe right here. And then you have a wagon that is near there, and the ears will drop in the wagon. And then so you've got corn husk, and that's feed for the cows. And then you also got ear corn for the animals.
Every year, Heritage Acres hosts Threshing Day, the second Sunday in August, and the Fall Harvest on the third Sunday in October. My dad, Robert Bralsma, loved volunteering his time at Heritage Acres, and Threshing Day was one of his favorites. I think it took him back to a simpler time. Even right up to the end, he wanted to participate and was basically the one that ran the show when it came to the threshing bee. Now you'll see my brother Scott on the tractor, and someday you may see my brother Kent and his wife Mary's percherons, and that will for sure make my dad smile down upon us. During these events, visitors can see demonstrations such as threshing, hay loader, corn binder, silo filler, paddle auger, stationary hay press, and Stickney gas engine. They can enjoy the antique tractor display and car show as they stroll the grounds. During events, visitors can see corn shelling, a teepee, acknowledging the natives of Martin County, blacksmithing, horse plowing, and feed grinding. All the buildings are open, food is available for purchase, and there is live music on both days. There is a shuttle that will run from the parking lot to various destinations, and all buildings are handicapped accessible, and handicap parking is available near the main buildings. During event days, there are children activities which include bouncy houses, train rides, and a money search. Heritage Acres provides a people mover and narrated tours of the property as well. In addition, vendors are always welcome and present at both festivals. While visiting the church, be sure to check out the beautiful doll display of presidential first ladies in their inaugural gowns. The chapel and Prairieville building are available for rental, but the grounds are available for picnics and outdoor weddings at no charge. Private tours for groups are available by request as well. New members are always welcome to attend the monthly meetings held on the fourth Thursday of the month starting in April and concluding in November.